Welcome back to another episode of This Square Room. My name is Jonel, and I'm here with Des and Hugh-Gene. Oh, sorry, Deswayne and Hugh-Gene.
Thank you.
I don't know. I always like to use our full names when I do the intro, like, you know, so people don't get it twisted.
That's good. You should.
Yeah, I don't know why I called you Des just now.
I haven't noticed that.
Must be muscle memory. But yeah, how are you guys?
I'm good. I had a great weekend. How are you?
I'm good. What was so great about it? It was Halloween.
I don't care about that.
Halloween.
I forgot it was Halloween. I didn't know until I went outside and I saw all these kids.
You're like, what the hell?
I was like, what the fuck are these kids doing?
You know what's funny? I saw 0 trick-or-treaters, and I was out. Well, no, I don't get any to my door because I live in a condo, and like the condo would normally like.
It's kind of sad.
Do with
in an apartment.
No, I mean I'm sure some apartments do. Like
no, I'm just saying it's kind of sad.
My building doesn't.
There's just something sad about it.
Yeah, because what they do is they have like a little party for kids in like the party room. And they just go there instead of bothering people at their doors, which I like. But like I was out driving around and I saw not one. But then I'm like, okay, maybe because it was like after like 8:30 that I left my house. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's like over. But I'm like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, because my son and his friends went out at like 6, and then they came back by like 8.
You get a lot?
Oh, yeah. Because most people just kind of left it at the front door, like take it and just keep refilling it.
That's a dumb way to do it.
Yeah.
Let's be like, fuck
COVID.
You.
Take the whole box and great. Okay, just hide around the corner and wait till they fill it.
Oh my gosh. That kind of robbing someone.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and my friend threw a Halloween party, but not for Halloween. He has a clothing brand, so we did it for his clothing brand.
What kind of clothes?
Shorts, t-shirt, and I think he does some sweaters.
But it
graphic?
It was a Halloween
themed. It's his clothing brand is called Casper's Corner. So
Makes
Casper,
sense.
yeah, exactly.
And it's a smart way to get people to come out anyways.
So it was a Halloween party.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Did people dress up?
Yes.
Right.
But there was also his merch there to buy, and people did buy.
Right, but
good.
It was like a costume party still. Like people came in Halloween costumes.
Not everybody, so I mean, you had a choice.
On the flyer, did it not say if you come dressed up, it'll be like cheaper than if you don't dress up?
You have a choice.
All right, so that's a Halloween party.
I guess.
Not everyone dresses up on Halloween.
I don't like carrying a Halloween party. It feels weird. I'm not going to a Halloween party. What am I, 3? Well, not 3. If you're 3, go to a Halloween party. Good for you.
You got some lit friends.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had 2.5 weeks to plan it. I don't want to say I had it, but
did you daggering?
Oh yeah, damn right I did. I lost it. Oh my god.
First of all, I saw your story. All I saw was like,
oh, that's not even my stuff.
Girls like on the floor, ass out.
Oh, because they had
twerking.
strippers there too. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
You piqued his interest. Look
Should have bought a ticket.
We didn't leave until like 4:35 in the morning.
That's a little bit too late.
Oh my god, it was great. It was great.
I would have stayed till like 1.
It was great. 1, 2, you would have been like, I can't leave yet. I can't leave yet.
It's one of those.
Like the doors opened at 10. Most people got there between 11:30 to 12.
Not pretty early.
And after that, it was good. But then it got to a point.
There's always at one point.
Yeah, like there's no turning back after this.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really good. Unfortunately, somebody broke a glass door, but like the party didn't stop anyways.
Of course not.
Oh my god, a door?
Yeah.
Would they walk into it?
No, the guy's just stupid, and he
Staggered
tried
into
to. It was one of the VIP rooms, and he tried to go inside and elbowed the door. Yeah, pretty much. And we're all like, what? So that was.
So the whole thing shattered?
The whole thing shattered.
How was his elbow?
We don't care.
Well, if you do it properly, you can. Yeah.
He seemed fine, but we didn't want to cause any problems like that. So normally that guy would have probably got beaten up or physically thrown out. But we just kind of like cleaned it up, and the owner, he was there because it was what are those things called, lofts? What is it? What is a loft?
It's like an industrial. It's normally like open concept, but a lot of times it's an old industrial building that used to be industrial.
The definition of a loft
that's not
is
loft.
when you like take an old warehouse and you convert it, so it has that industrial look. But that's a hard loft.
Okay.
They have stuff called soft lofts, which are not old industrial buildings. They just make them look that way.
Okay.
Wanted to live in
it was
one so
neither
bad.
of those, but it was nice. We had 2 floors. It was really nice. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I didn't get as drunk as I wanted to.
You got the daggers.
But I was really drunk.
You got the daggers, though.
Yeah. Oh, God. I was everywhere.
If you're saying really drunk, then...
I wanted to, not remember certain things. But I remember everything.
Oh, that's good.
And,
I feel like that's good to be able to say I was drunk, but I also can still, remember. That's
I want to forget my problems and... pain.
Yep.
I don't want to feel things anymore.
A couple friends that I went with, one of them, he got to the point where he was really drunk, and he was like, "I can't stay here. I have to go." I'm like, "What are you talking about? We came here together.
Go,
just wait."
I'm uncomfortable.
He called his Uber and he left. He was like, he was too drunk. Somebody else, they not passed out, but they felt like they were gonna pass out. They were throwing up. Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was a great night.
I'm a dad drunk, so my brain turns on. I was like, I gotta help you now.
Yeah, no, I did, because somebody messaged me and they're like, "Des, your friend is over here. She's not doing so well." And I went over. I'm like, "Are you okay, sweetie?
Get it together, Susie. You're too old for this shit."
That's what I'm telling. I'm like, "You guys can't do this." They're like, "Oh, it's been so long," and I'm like, "Ah."
That's what my brain was like. You're too old. You're almost fucking 30. Not 16 anymore.
You've been telling yourself that you and your friends are too old for stuff ever since you're 22. I know. You're like, I'm too old for this shit.
Once I 22, I was like, after that not hangover, my blackout drunk night, I was like, clubbing days are done. I'm finished.
But it was a lot of fun. It was better than he anticipated. I knew it was gonna be that fun.
That's generally how it goes.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So we're gonna plan the next one.
Good job.
For New Year's, hopefully.
There you go. Daggerfest.
Yeah. How was your week? You people dance, not just dagger, right?
I don't know what dancing is. Okay, you either have dancing or you have dagger.
That's what happens when you dagger your teacher, huh?
You don't have one or the other. It's
don't.
Memories.
How was your weekend, Joe?
Mine was good. I probably not as good as yours. I too went out for Halloween with some friends. It was okay. It was good. It was fun, but it was just you know how you're like, oh, there's always that point in the night, but yours was a point where it got better, and mine was a point where
it just went downhill. Oh boy!
One of my friends. So we went to a friend's house, pre-drank, and then we just went to a bar. Mm-hmm. The bar was okay. I reserved a table for us. And I reserved it for 7. Ended up being 8 of us, but
was it local or did you guys go downtown?
Downtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should have just messaged me.
What do you mean?
Was this Saturday or Sunday?
This is Saturday.
Yeah, should have just messaged me.
I know, but even making plans was a mess disaster. Because some of them wanted to go to a gay bar, and then it was we were always going to Church Street. Let's go somewhere else. So it was kind of up back and forth for a while. But no, the bar we went to is one that we've been to before. Well, some of us. But one of my friends just got too lit. I wasn't the one who found her, but someone in our group found her passed out by the bathrooms, because they have a bench outside. So she was passed out. Another friend, he was also very drunk, but I guess he went out to have a smoke. They wouldn't let him back in because he was wobbling, so he got kicked out. So we're all okay, trying to get ourselves together and leave. The one that fell asleep by the bathroom, her sister just took her home because she was a mess, but she left everything: 2 phones, work phone, personal phone, purse, wallet, everything. My friend had my phone in her purse. So I'm trying to call an Uber to get home, and I don't have my phone. It was, But and then I took the other girl's stuff home, and I dropped it off yesterday. That's why I went out on Halloween night, and I'm driving around to people's houses, and I'm I see no kids. But yeah, no, it was a good night until the end, and then it was a little messy, but it was all right.
That's good.
Yeah. How was yours?
I didn't do shit.
Sounds about right.
It
sounds about right.
I do Saturday. Yeah, I just did.
Did you give out candy?
Fuck no, I never do that.
This is a Christian household.
Yeah, I've never given out candy. No, there's always been this is the first time they actually rang the doorbell in years because the lights were on.
Oh yeah.
Well, a lot of time I was lights off, and then
right. My mom used to always do that.
I hated it.
Make sure the lights are off.
My son, go shut off the kitchen light. I'm like, what? They don't care.
And what did I do Saturday? I don't remember what I did. I didn't really do much, to be honest. on a Halloween. It's a typical day. Yeah, I just worked out.
Watch any Halloween movies?
No, I don't.
Anything spooky?
No, I'm not
anything
one of those
pumpkin spice?
Psychopath people that just watch scary movies for fun.
I wonder if they still do like Halloween movies on YTV, like Two Hairy Thumbs Up, when they used
Probably.
Probably.
I imagine
That'd
so.
be nice.
But what's a scary movie to us, like when we were kids, is not.
Yeah,
the same
yeah, of
now.
course
Now
not.
we're like, is this even like?
Oh no, I'm still scared.
spooky. Well, true. You're very skittish.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Mm.
Why'd you both go?
Because we're just agreeing with you.
Okay. So Hugh.
Yep.
I was speaking to a family member of mine.
Oh Jesus.
And they would like to
Family member that listens to the
yes.
podcast. So your brother.
Yes. Yes. And they would like to formally invite you over. Because they feel like you are hilarious. And
Isn't this kid like 12?
They would love to meet you in person because you are very funny. He is 18, turning 19. So he asked me if I could bring you over one day because he really wants to meet you.
Wow.
And I told him that I would.
I feel flattered, but grossed out at the same time.
Why do you feel grossed out?
This is a child.
I mean, he's 18. He's not a child.
I'm
But
flattered.
it's weird because
It is.
I say you remind me of my other brother. But if the youngest one is asking to meet you, him and the other one don't get along. So it's very weird that. Yeah. I want
Tell
you
him
to
to
meet
get.
him.
Well,
Maybe that's like subconsciously. That's why he, like, feels so like familiar with you. Cause he's
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
But it's also like, you know, when it's your family, you're just like, oh, like you're so annoying. So I think it's easy for him to be like, oh, I like it when it's in
Somebody
someone
else,
else,
yeah.
but not.
I don't want to disappoint. I'll meet him.
And you know what's funny? It's funny that you said you don't want to disappoint because I'm like, now that I say it, you're gonna go and be like, hey, bud.
But that's how I would be like in general. That's just my stand. Like, this is me just turned up a little bit.
Okay.
So I don't want to like disappoint
Yeah,
him.
let him know that what he hears on the podcast is not necessarily
Not
what he will
100%.
meet
This
in-
is like just me a little bit turned up.
And he's very outgoing. Like, he's not shy. He's kind of like me. Like, when he meets, actually, he's better than me because when he meets somebody, he's himself the whole entire time.
That's good.
He doesn't need to like warm up or anything.
Sure, I'll meet him.
Yeah. So be ready. He's very intense and he asks a lot of questions, and I hate it. He'd be like, you remember when you said this? That was so funny. Why did you say this? Why do you do this? You have a dog? What kind of dog? I'm like, shut up.
Well, the thing is, Hugh doesn't remember what he said 2 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
once I leave these doors, I forgot what I talked about.
No,
My
even
friend-
before, because I'd be like, wait a minute, at what point did you say da 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 da? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I never thought this day would ever happen.
That somebody wants to meet you?
I always
Yes,
like
he
prepared
is
in my
a fan.
brain, like, what if I run into a fan one day? But like, I didn't.
You thought about that in your head?
Of course, because I thought about the time where I made the joke about one of my friends about like dating a white girl. It means you're like a bucket or whatever, and then he confronted finger quotations about me to that. He confronted me about that, and I thought to myself, this is a potential. This could happen in the future.
Yeah, but
like
that,
someone may be
that
like if you
was
say.
your friend talking.
But
to
I'm
you
just saying
about
I might say something like especially when I was during my like political crazy time.
Yeah, someone's like, hey.
You said something I didn't agree with. So I'll be like, ah.
The thing is, most people who like confront people about negative things in person, like that hardly ever happens. If it's something negative, it's like
Still
a strongly worded email or a DM or a comment
Yep.
online.
You know about the DMs, huh?
Oh my god, I got so many DMs of it was all men hating on me after that episode that we did about Kevin Samuels. And like, first of all, Des said some crazy shit, but yet I got a lot of, well, you know what, it was the clip.
It was the clip. It was the part that you
These
put
are
up.
people who didn't even like listen to the episode, but they heard the clip, and the clip Des literally says in the clip that he doesn't care who it is, that even his baby mama, once the woman has a child, she has lesser value. And I'm like, you're crazy for that.
No,
and
it's just a language. Like the sad. Okay, it's a sad reality. There is truth to that. It's a sad reality. It's just the language is very harsh. But there in the market of date, because dating's very harsh. It is truth to that. It's a sad truth. But it's the same thing with a guy. If a guy's kid is quote unquote value will go down.
Not as much as a woman.
No matter what, it goes down.
But the thing, that was the clip though. And I'm basically just like, no, like women see themselves as having more value, like when they become a mother. You know, so a lot of women like dream of that having purpose and blah blah blah. And that's all the clip was. And people were just like,
what did you say?
You feminist. That's what I just said. What I said.
Oh, how you say?
And then she got a little bit of hate mail.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's what she was saying. Like,
feminist.
if it's hate, they'll DM you.
Like, no one's gonna come up to me and say that in my face. You crazy?
But yeah. So
I'm surprised I haven't gotten anything.
I will let.
Actually, I've never gotten like a.
I feel like if people listen to the pod, they won't even bother DM you. Like they'll be like, "That's just."
I'll
him.
just be like,
yeah.
I'll just close it.
And I think it's I like the fact that my brother listens because of you, not because of me. Because the things I say. Okay. We'll be in the living room, my whole family in the living room, and he'll walk into the living room like, Des, how could you say those kind of things? And I'm like, oh, you better shut up. And he's like, you are nasty. I'm like, shut your mouth. Like,
disgusting.
And like,
that's my brother?
And exactly. And my son will be there and he'd be like, do you know what your dad talks about? I'm like, I swear I will strangle you right here in front of everybody. Shut your mouth.
I feel like at one point, your son is going to be curious.
No, I feel like he already reached that point and he's heard a couple things already. But he's very like, okay, whatever.
What do you mean heard a couple things?
I feel like because that's how my brother is. He'd be like, okay, don't tell your dad, but listen to this. It's so funny. And that,
Oh, like literally you think he's heard it?
Yeah, 100%. Like not a whole episode, maybe like one of the clips or something.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah. But it's fine. Like it's whatever. However, when you do come to my house, there is a family member that has departed, so you won't get to meet that family member. So last week I'm in Ajax and I'm in my car with one of my friends. We are smoking. I'm in the car, okay, hanging out, blah blah blah, and my mom comes outside and she puts okay, whatever, it's fine. I'm telling the story. So, anyways, my son has a lizard.
Oh my god!
What is your problem?
Sparky?
Sparky.
I thought it was your grandma, Des. Why would you do that?
No more spark.
I literally thought he was about to say his grandma died.
Why would I say it like this?
I think it'd be more serious.
Yeah.
That's why I was looking at you.
Or maybe you
that's why I didn't look at you.
But I was like, I think you'd be kind of more distraught.
Definitely.
You know what's funny?
I wouldn't even be here right now.
I was looking at your face like, what's wrong with you?
Sparky was my second guess, but the way you're like, oh, there's one family member you won't be able to meet. And I was like, no.
Not grandma.
I was literally about to call my mom, like, Mom, the grandma's dead.
Yeah, so my mom takes Sparky to put him outside to give him some air and stuff.
That's where she fucked
Sparky
up.
is a bearded dragon,
yeah,
right?
it's cold-blooded.
But outside, it was a nice day.
It doesn't matter.
So Sparky's outside, and she puts Sparky down, and she's like, Des, Sparky looks like he's sick. He's been sick for a while, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, leave him here. I'll keep an eye on him, even though I'm in the car. Sparky, turns his head, and he slowly turns his head, and he looks at, me and my friend in the car, and he's just laying there. He's not moving. He's not doing anything. Okay, fine. No big deal.
Normally, though.
He does. Normally when you put him down, he'll wait till you when he thinks you're not looking, and he'll kind of run off and go into the bushes by our house and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, no, you better get your ass back here. But he just laid there, and I'm like, okay, this is strange. He's really not feeling well.
Give you the final look.
So exactly what it was.
Final look, yeah.
So I'm looking, and because I can't see too well, I'm like, okay. After 10 minutes of him not moving, I'm like, okay, let me go check. So I go over and I'm walking towards him, and he's usually he'll turn his head or something. Nothing. And I'm like, I look at my friend, I'm like, I think he's dead. And my friend's like,
was he standing up?
He was laying on his stomach, but he does that all the time. And my friend's like, but he just turned his head. I'm like, I saw that too. So I go over to him, and normally when you pick him up, he'll wiggle his little phalanges. Why are you laughing?
You laughed too.
I know. I thought it was funny. I laughed. So he usually wiggles. So I pick him up, and his whole body was stiff, and I just put it right back down. I'm like, ew. I can't even touch him. So I go inside, and I'm like, okay, let me get some water. Maybe I'll put him in some water, and I just want to see him move a little bit. So I go get the water. I put him in the water.
He just floated.
And he just he didn't move at all. And I went inside. I'm like, oh, I just bit my tongue. I went inside.
I heard it. I went
I went inside and I'm like, Mom, I'm pretty sure Sparky's dead. And everyone's like, what? And I'm like, Sparky's dead. Like,
Hugh-Gene.
His head is.
That's so disrespectful.
He probably died because of the weather. It's too fucking cold for a cold-blooded son of a bitch.
Personally, I think he was dead before that.
Bro, how old was he?
We don't know.
Oh.
But you've had him for what? At least
we've
like
had him
5-6 years.
like 7-8 years.
Dude, those niggas live like 40 years.
They live like 8 to 13 when I Googled it.
Oh, so he's...
But we got him not when he was a baby. We don't know how old
so
he
he's
was
probably,
when
maybe
we
he
got
died
him.
of old age.
That's what we're thinking, because she's like, even in the cage, they've been putting worms in there, and he hasn't really...
Yeah, it's a sign.
Yeah. So they weren't too sure, so she's... Yeah.
So that was the final look. He's like, goodbye.
He's like, I was waiting for you. Yeah.
He's just like...
So like, yeah, and then it's crazy, because...
How are you this like...
calm about
nonchalant? That was your pet for a long time.
Well, it's not my pet. It's my son's pet. And after Kobe, I can't have a heart to, it's not the same.
Yeah, but you said that Sparky was cool because he wasn't like needy.
Sparky was
like,
so
like
great.
A dog
oh my God.
or,
So great. So great.
Yeah.
But Kobe broke my heart. So after that, there's nothing left to break, If Sparky went first, I'd be like, oh my God, this is so sad. Yeah. But I'm just like, yeah, it sucks. Caden wasn't there, so I called him. I'm like, hey, no, I didn't call him. When I got home, I was talking to him about it, and he's just kind of like, oh, okay. I'm like, what do you want to do? Dwayne said he'll get a shoebox, put him in the shoebox. We can bury him. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So next day I talked to my mom. I'm like, hey, Mom, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, Dwayne's going to get a shoebox and put Sparky in the shoebox. She's like, oh, I didn't know what to do with him, so I already put him in, like, the compost bin.
Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. What the fuck?
Look, you guys have me spitting all over the mic. Yeah, she's like,
flush him down the toilet at least.
No, he's big. He can't fit down the toilet. He's huge.
Like
the length is like his tail is like from here. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Huge.
We couldn't
so
feed him to
for
the
everyone
dogs?
who doesn't know what you just did,
What?
you went from the tip of your finger to like your elbow, basically.
It's crazy that you say that because I did think about that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Feed him to the dogs.
Chop him up and feed him to the dogs.
Are you fucking out of your mind?
I thought about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I probably would have thought about that too.
One pet to another.
Why not?
We are now one.
Not. He's not being wasted.
We are one.
Yeah. Iguana apparently tastes pretty good, anyways.
He's not an iguana.
What is he?
Bearded dragon.
Well, those
He's
guys.
like all the same.
They're all pretty much the same. Yeah, they taste good apparently.
I did think about it though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did, but I'm like,
Ground it up.
If it was Kobe, maybe, but not trouble.
You're gonna chop up your pet
and feed it to the other pet.
It's better than putting him in a fucking compost bin.
Well, to be fair, he didn't put it in
But that's
the
a better.
compost.
At least can we
She's like, I put the sand in there too. Okay, so you bury
like his little litter thing?
Yeah.
Is that they use litter boxes?
Well, it's the sand in the cage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, rest in peace, Sparks.
Yeah.
Some garbage man's gonna
Sparky
find
ain't
that.
got no spark anymore.
No spark. His eyes were like, as I was walking to him and I got closer to his eyes, I'm like, there was no life in there.
Oh, they were open?
Open.
Oh, did you
like I
close
told you,
them like
he
they do in
turned
movies?
and like he looked at us.
That was the final look.
And
oh
he
my god,
didn't
it
move
legit
after
was
that.
the
Like
final
actually, yeah.
He saluted.
Even when I put him in the water, it's not like his head turned back. Like his body just like stuck. His arm was
rigor
bent.
mortis.
How are you telling you he can't laugh at you?
He's fucking Yo, this man cackled at your mom throwing your fucking pet in the compost bin. Can I tell you how I would be fucking scarred?
But the difference is,
if someone did that, I would bring hell down. You put my pet in the fucking compost? It's not a banana peel. This is our pet for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So be it.
My mom bawled.
While she was throwing him in the compost, or after?
Yeah,
okay.
like while she was doing it, because she was like she didn't want to just leave him there, and she didn't know me and Deswayne had that conversation.
I get it, but the compost,
and she had she was a mess. She said she had to call Dante and ask Dante to help because she was a mess. I'm like, and you're the same one that didn't want us to get a lizard.
Well, yeah, you get attached.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh
Rest in
gosh.
peace, Sparks.
Rest in peace, Sparky.
You'll become compost.
He's he's
that's the best you got. You'll become compost.
No, a creature of the earth.
There you go. See,
back to the earth.
that sounds better.
It's a cycle of life.
There you go. You'll become compost.
Stupid.
They're gonna open that compost and be like, what the fuck?
Could you imagine?
What the hell is this thing?
It's crazy because when I had put him in water and like I left him there to go inside to be like, he's dead. Somebody was coming to the door, and I think it was like Jehovah's Witness or something, and and we're looking through the window, and they're walking to the door, and like this lady like throws her hands in the air, like runs back, and like she calls, I guess, another lady over, and they're both looking, and then they're like getting closer, and once they saw like it was a lizard, they took off. And I was like, yes,
You're like, demon.
yes, you're still doing your magic, Sparky.
I didn't know Jehovah's Witnesses were still around.
Yeah.
Of course. I have family members who are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Don't transfer me your blood.
Don't transfer me your blood.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way.
Yeah, that's how they are. They no blood transfusions for Jehovah's.
Yes, but you're just saying it transfer like, oh, here, let me give you a little sample.
You want some blood?
Don't give it to me. I don't want it.
Oh my God, Des, I was not first of all.
That's why I didn't want to tell you.
Glad
nothing.
Grandma's okay,
Yeah,
but like
Grandma's all right.
What?
She's okay. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I was not It's weird though. In the back of my head, I'm like, okay, I don't think he would talk about his grandma like that.
No.
I'm trying to get her to smoke weed, but continue.
Oh God. But
Give her an edible.
That's what I'm trying to tell her, but I want to do it without her knowing. I'd feel like I drugged my grandma.
You would. Yeah.
Even if it helps.
And we already know your history with edibles.
I'm trying to tell her. I'm like, Grandma,
You don't know.
whatever you want.
You are
Nibble
not
aside.
the one to do that. You don't have a good history with edibles.
I know,
Go to
but
the dispensary, buy a 2.5, tell her to bite half of that.
I got her the CBD rub because her arm has been hurting her for like a month and a half now, like killing her.
Inflammation.
There's a spray that
she fell and tore something.
Oh, that sucks.
And yeah,
I know a spray.
and even the doctor was like, "Oh, have you tried marijuana?" And I'm like,
yeah, there's a spray. When I go home, I'll text you the spray.
Okay,
It's very good.
okay.
Is she open to topical stuff?
Yeah, as long as she doesn't have to
Eat it or inhale it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, man, Grandma, fuck off, man.
I'm like, Grandma, you used to sell this shit. Like, come on, stop.
I'm holier than
She did.
She did.
Yeah.
She never smoked?
No, never in her life have smoked, but she
Can't get
sold
high
it.
off your own supply.
Fact. Fact.
Well, fact. If you were a dealer,
I'm high.
you would not make any money because
I'd be
you
like,
would smoke it
yo,
all
fam,
away.
you gotta try this. Oh shit. Yo, my bad. I'll get you some more.
Yeah, and then whoever your supplier is like, yo, where's
the money? Where's the money?
I say, where's the money?
He's swimming with the fishes.
That's pretty
swimming
racist.
with Sparky.
Ew.
What?
Why
What'd
did
you
you
say?
jump straight to essay? Where's the money? Why couldn't you just say, where's the money? Why did you resist?
Why would you question
At least I didn't
him?
do an accent.
No, I had to question it because he didn't even know what he did. That's the problem.
True.
Because it's reality.
Oh my god. Okay, you're right.
Look,
Why did I question it?
Why jokes are funny? Because there's truth to them.
Boy.
That's why jokes are funny, guys.
Oh my God.
Or, hey there, bud, where's my money? Because a lot of people in Durham, like those cornfields, a lot of weed in those cornfields.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been doing that for years. The guy who was doing
Yeah, but I feel like that's like more regulated now because
guys still grow their own shit.
I know
The
but
legal
the
shit's not even
government.
that great. The government, Vancouver's economy was powered by weed when it was still illegal.
No, I'm just saying, like
It's
they're
not that
trying
great.
to.
It's not that great. The government, it's not that great.
I wouldn't know.
It's not that great. It's like
No, I'm just saying they want to capitalize and to be able to control it, so
Yeah.
they're really cracking down. That's all I mean.
Oh, not really.
The
The gray market's still pretty.
Well,
I
for sure.
a while I bought gray market weed before I allegedly got illegal weed. Allegedly, I did that for a while.
If it's legal, you don't have. To
Allegedly,
say
I got legal. Allegedly,
Oh, okay.
maybe I don't know. Was it? Fuck.
Who's to know?
Yeah, who knows, man? I don't know. But I have a little personal story, I guess.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? No, I got my car back after like 6
month.
weeks. Yeah, pretty much a month.
No, over a month.
Like a little over a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like obviously like it was annoying because it took so long. But then like when I got to see the car, I was like, I was all happy and stuff. And then like I felt good because when I saw it, like she was apologetic and stuff. But I wasn't even like mad. You know what I mean? I wasn't like resentful or anything. I was just kind of like, yeah, it is what it is, dude. Like, shit happened. Shit was out of your control. I was like, I'll give you that grace. Like, you did a good ass job. You work outside. Like, as someone who also works.
Well, to be fair, imagine if it took like, you know, 4 times as long and it was a bad job. Like, you know. So at the very least, you would hope that if it's gonna take all that time, it would have been a good job.
But I was like, dude, I'll give you some grace. Like, you work outside. You work throughout this kind of weather in a tent. You're doing this kind of job in a tent. You worked with a slipped disc in your back. She told me she had like upper back pain, which I've experienced. So I was like, oh, do this. And she's like, yeah, I slipped disc. And I was like, oh,
you're dead.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit. So then when she told me all that stuff, I was just like, and you're still doing it. I was like, you know what? And I was like, don't do it again. And she was like, I know. But like, she did a bunch of extra stuff anyways. And it was like, it was cool because like when we because I helped her do stuff too. And she like fixed my window and all that shit. And when she like opened her like tent, and then it's like there's like light in the tent, and we're just like kind of standing. You know when like you do something and you're like, yeah, I did that. And
I'm very proud
and she was
of
like
this.
standing there just like, yeah. And I was just like, yeah, looking at the car because it's never looked this pretty. And I was just like happy with it, and she's like, I'm happy that you're happy, and I was like, I'm happy.
We're both happy.
Was the voice cracking a part of it?
No,
I'm happy.
That's just happy. Right now.
And then like even like today I was driving. I didn't go to work because I wanted to change my tires, and I just didn't feel like going to work. And it just like
that's what I have to do. I have to make an appointment and get my.
Yeah, it's gonna snow
on.
this week.
Shut up! No.
It's sad. Who knows?
November just started. It's gonna snow.
Yeah, it always happens like early November. You always get like some random snowfall, and then it's like good for a while.
God.
No, it was just like because I don't like naming cars because it's like it's weird. But like I called a car like my therapist because like it just feels like that. That's what I call it. I call it the therapist.
Okay, it's weird to name your car, but yet you're gonna freaking call your car a therapist.
The therapist. Get it right. Because it calms me down. It makes me happy. I don't know. It's just chill. I was thinking about like why do people always give like their cars girl name like feminine names, and it makes sense because feminine tends to bring out peace and stuff. And I was like, put 2 and 2 together. I was like, it makes sense.
Is that true?
That's the only thing
you
I
think
could.
Women bring peace.
The feminine. It's different. A guy can be super feminine and stuff, but like the feminine, it does.
Do I bring you peace?
Occasionally.
Reach out and touch my hand.
I just did.
Let's have a moment. Come on.
I don't want to. I gave you the moment.
Wow.
Okay.
Ow!
Oh boy.
Cute.
Then plus it's my wrong hand. Here, this hand's kind of. There you go.
Oh, your hand's not as rough as usual.
It's not. It should have been.
It's because you've been on your vacation for.
What do you mean
weeks,
it should have been?
No, because I was working on the car today.
Oh, okay, that's better.
So like,
okay.
because earlier it felt grimy as hell.
But that was also your left hand. It's not your dominant hand, so maybe.
Well, I was working with both.
I didn't say it's not rough. I just said not as rough as usual.
Yeah, it's always gonna. It's never gonna get smooth. No, and I was just like driving it, and I'm one of those weirdos that like even if it's cold, like my top's down. No, I was just driving it, and I was just had this huge smile on my face, and I like, because I have the winter tires on, so it's not as much grip. So on my street, I just drifted out of my street, and I was like just drifting out of place, and be like, "What the hell is he?"
Your neighbors are probably just like, "Oh,
they know,
he got it back."
They know.
Yeah.
They smile every time.
They probably had a few weeks of peace.
Who?
Your neighbors.
No, they got excited seeing it. They're like, "Oh, it's back. Where was it?" And like, "Oh, wow." They know everyone on the street.
Do you remember when I brought my dog to see your dog a few weeks ago, and there was like, well, I was out like on the street by myself. He went into his house to get his dog, and a guy walks by. He's just like a random guy. He had dog treats on him. It was kind of sketchy at first. I know, but we were talking, and then Hugh walks up to us, and he's just like, "Oh, like you guys live here?" And I'm like, "No, I don't live here." And he was just like, "Yeah, I live up there." He's like, "Oh, you're the one with the Miata, right?" Like, that's how they know you.
Yeah, they know, because you have to understand, like, most of the boomers and some Gen Xers, the Miata was their first car for a lot of people, especially for a lot of guys and girls too.
Yeah, because this was an older gentleman. Like, I would say he's in his 60s, right?
He was old. So a lot of people, like, I've been stopped by tons of people because like, "Oh, that's my car. I had this. I met my wife in this car." Blah 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 blah. That's why I like about having an old car, because it's like I get stories.
To them, they're glad that you're so young and you can appreciate it. Yeah.
That's what like my body shop. Her dad, he was saying that to me, is like, I like seeing this because like it shows you actually care about it. You're bringing it back to life. So no, that's what I like. The one thing I love about having an old car is the people. It's like it's the old people, because I get so many stories. They tell me stuff. They're
so
like,
is the inside of your car clean?
She cleaned it. She detailed it.
Are you gonna keep it that way?
Well, it was never really dirty. I just had stuff on the ground, like my backpack and like some sweaters on the ground.
I have a scenario, right? You're driving. You're at a red light. Top is down. You look to your right. And then the lady says, I can show you some things you can never think are possible in that, my boy. What do you do?
I would think thank you. I would say thank you.
No. He'd give her an awkward smile and a thumbs up, and then drive away.
But the thing is, I'm so slow, so she'll just catch right.
Yeah. She would definitely just
like, oh, yeah, I didn't accept that answer, boy.
Yep, she'll hop right in.
You know what I can imagine? I can imagine like if you guys meet up at the next light, you would just like awkwardly not turn your head to make eye contact, because like you don't want to look again, right?
Yeah,
just
like look forward. Yeah, tons of old ladies are like,
because they've some
had
shit in there.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's hard to do shit. It'd be hard to do shit.
That's why she can show you some shit you never think is possible.
There's no backseat.
No.
Yeah, you know how hard it would be to have sex in that car?
That's what I'm saying.
It'd be difficult.
You
can't have it with the top up too. You cannot. You're gonna.
I guess that's why she said she'll show you.
See what I'm saying? That you never thought were possible.
That's true. That'd be a very difficult car to have sex in. Extremely difficult. Wait, yeah, but yeah, that's it, man. No, I guess like the thing is, it's like, yeah, forget. I just don't know. I just felt good. Because I wasn't like resentful at all. It was just like, like I was like, I didn't tell her like I forgave you. I was just like, I'll give you some grace, dude. Like, yeah, you did a good job. You did.
I don't know what you just said.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, don't worry about it. They'll understand. No, I was just like, in my head, I'm just like, cool. Like you did a good job. You did more than you actually should have done. You did stuff I didn't even tell you to do. You painted pretty much the whole car without me telling you to paint the whole car. You know, and so, and I was like, and I told myself, even like during this whole time, I was like, there's like, I was annoyed. I could tell like my energy is completely different.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I never let myself. I didn't allow myself to get extremely angry because I was just like, "What's the point?" Like, and I told her that too. I was like, "There's no point in me getting angry because who wins? Like, I'm gonna be all stressed out and be like, rah, 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 and she's just gonna be like, yeah,
fuck this guy."
Yeah. So I was just like, and like for me, I could like, would I go back? I don't know because of the timeline. But will I maybe in the future give her a grace again and maybe see if like. Will she? If she does it again, obviously it's like a big no-no. Mm-hmm. But like, it's one of those things I'll think about in the spring. Like, we'll see. But like, oh yeah, just forgive. Don't be resentful, man. Because when you're resentful, no one wins. You lose. Actually, the biggest loser is you. Because that person could have just moved on, or maybe it doesn't actually affect that person that much, and you're just sitting there like and shit. So. Just move on, man.
Throughout all those sounds, what you're trying to say is
forgive.
You're happy that you got your car back.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Forgive and give grace.
It was a long time, but it's a good job, so it's all kind of worth it.
I wish it was a little bit earlier, but
it is what it is.
It is what it. That's ultimately. Even if she just did what I asked her to do, I would still be like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but
that's good. I'm glad you got your car back.
I'm happy too, man.
All right, so now we are going to get into a listener question. If you are listening and you have a question that you want to ask any or all of us, if you have a story that you want to share, anything, we would love to hear from you. So you can go to thissquareroom.com/ask, fill out the little formy form, and let us know what you have to say.
Permission slip.
Permission slip. So we have a question from Anonymous.
Gosh, tell me your name.
They said, do you think that it's easier to be faithful once you've gone through a hoe phase or been with a lot of partners? Or is it easy to be faithful when you've only been with your high school sweetheart or a few partners? There's a second part, but I'm gonna no, you go last, cause
I was like, that's why I should go first.
I thought you should go. Yeah.
No, because I feel like we'll have nothing else to say.
Is it? Read it again.
So, do you think that it's easier to be faithful once you've gone through a hoe phase or been with a lot of partners, or is it easier to be faithful when you've only been with your high school sweetheart or a few partners?
I think it doesn't matter. I think it just comes down to your discipline.
I will say that...
Because I don't think the whole phase is necessary.
No, I don't think it's necessary. I do think the whole phase teaches you to, like, appreciate what you have and, like, what's out there type of thing. Because I know people who are high school sweethearts and, you know...
Yeah, I know a couple of high school nerds.
Right. Yeah, they can have very successful relationships. So I don't think that one is better than another. But I just know for the average person, I don't know. I feel like what happens with people who don't have a lot of partners is temptation, because when you don't know what's out there, it's kind of like...
That's why I said discipline.
Right, of course, but we're talking general, right? Like,
but my point is, like, just because you've had your quote unquote whole phase it can still lead you to be tempted because you've had.
Sure.
So that's why I said at the end of the day, I
back
think
to the streets from which you came.
Yeah. So to me, at the end of the day, it just comes down to like. That's why I've said in the past, like one thing too, I want to master, but everyone should try to master is your food intake and your sexual discipline. Because I think I like what you're saying about like you get tempted to do different stuff. It's just like, to me, that's just have a partner who's sexually, just make sure you choose someone who's like enjoys sex and is willing, is like open to trying different stuff when it comes to like sexual things. So then like maybe the temptation will be there, who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe the temptation probably, I think no matter what, the temptation will always be there. Like especially like you're a human, you're always gonna have that temptation.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think it just comes down to your discipline. I've never thought the whole phase. I've never really thought it was. I used to think it was necessary. I don't really think it is, me personally. And I've talked to other people about it. Like I've talked to people who've had whole phases. They're like, honestly, I've been fine without it. I've talked to people who haven't done it. They're like, I don't really much care, you know. So to me, I think it just comes down to your discipline.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it really depends on like who you are as a person, because if you're someone who is easily tempted or always looking like, you know, the grass is greener type of situation, if you are in a long-term relationship, that person can be great, but you're going to look at it like, oh, well, I wonder what else is out there.
More.
Versus if you're, you know, in your whole phase, maybe something's wrong with you and like you can't commit or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's kind of both. Oh, I wasn't trying to be shady. Oh, because you, Des, you
don't mind me. I'm waiting for you guys to finish.
No, go jump in.
So I can stomp on everything you guys just said.
Oh God! All right. What is
okay.
it?
All right.
Stomp on me,
now,
Daddy. Yeah. Now, how does it feel? How does it feel? You feel uncomfortable, don't you? You feel a little pit in your stomach, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to look at me in the eye, do you?
Like,
how do you feel, huh? You feel uncomfortable, fucker? Because that's how I felt. That's something some people want to
like
explore.
As soon as you said it, I'm like, I need to use the bathroom. No, everything you guys said, like that was cute and all.
Dang it.
But that's not the reality of a hoe. So let me enlighten you guys. Now, to the question, yes, it is so much easier to be faithful when it's a high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
Because you are in love with that person and that person is really all you see. You're not interested in trying out what's out there. Those things don't appeal to you. And then when you become single, because you've been with this one person and you haven't had that many partners, when you're single, you're just like, shit, like, I'm lonely. I want love. It's not sex. Like,
you're saying being single after a
long, yeah.
But I feel like it can be, because I've known people who've had the high school sweetheart and then they're single and then they just go buck wild.
Because they're looking for something.
Yeah.
So it's not like a whole phase necessarily.
It's just,
I'm lonely.
I'm damaged.
Well,
exactly.
I need to fill this hole.
People, especially for women, like they date around, like they're trying to find the one, and like maybe on the outside you're like, oh, like she's dating this guy and now this guy.
It looks like a whole phase.
It's like, no, like I'm actually trying to connect with people, and yeah, we have sex because we have a connection, and it didn't work out.
Exactly. So to me, that's not necessarily a whole. Like,
no, but then this person did specify. They said a whole phase or just like having more partners. You know.
Okay, fair enough. The more partner thing, you know, that can't be helped sometimes when you like
whole
it comes
phase
with it.
Or a lot of partners versus high school sweetheart or a few partners.
High school sweetheart, few partners. Because when you don't know what's out there, it's actually better.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like you don't know what you're missing,
and you don't care exactly.
But I think that falls back into discipline though, because you can have a couple and still be like, I know I can get more.
However, but like if it's like you have a couple and it's a high school sweetheart scenario type of thing, you're thinking more long term. Like, I love this person, and I don't want to lose this person. Even if you guys break up, you guys still kind of try and make it work because it's been like,
you've had like 20
it's
years.
been us this whole time, you know?
Yeah.
So that is a little bit, to me, that is better.
Oh yeah.
Now, Mr. Ho phase, when you are a hoe on purpose, it's so much harder to sit down with somebody and be like, okay, you are all I see. Because you didn't have to see one person. You could see whoever you wanted whenever. So sitting down and buckling down and be like, okay, this is it, I'm done. Temptation hits you even when like there is actually no temptation.
Because you've
like,
had all these fruits.
Girls used to walk by me and just smile like, hi. And I'm like, oh my God, she smiled at me. Okay, she wants me to talk to her. So it's like, it's so much harder to just relax yourself. And the temptation is worse because you're making up scenarios in your head.
But I feel like you can do that even if you haven't had a lot, though.
Okay, so let me compare it to this, and this is gonna sound crazy. So Joe, don't judge me, okay?
No. Why? Why does
So,
everyone automatically assume I'm gonna judge?
If you are
judge people on this podcast more than me.
But I'll say it.
If you are someone who is like, we've never been to jail, right? No, not that I know of, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Now, if you go to jail, you can be like, yo, I never want to come back here. And you will do everything in your power to never come back to jail because you don't like how it felt. You don't like that. However, if you are someone who is constantly in and out of prison, you don't even care. You're not taking it seriously. So that's how I can phrase it in terms of.
Oh, I thought it was because it's a familiar feeling.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So when you are tied down to somebody and
familiar.
You're used to being a hoe. You're used to being a hoe. It can't be helped.
You're choosing whatever you want.
Exactly. So now that you don't have a choice. When you get into an argument.
I get what you're saying. Sorry to interrupt. I don't like the prison metaphor. And that's not judgment.
I know. That's... Oh.
No. It's not judgment. Because, like, technically, like, people who... Nobody wants to go into prison, right? It's like the system. Like, when you come out, you can't get a job. You can't do this. You can't do that. You're back on the streets.
Oh,
like,
no, but some people will just want to go back to jail because they're too scared of being out in the world.
Yeah.
Right. Because the system has made it so that they won't succeed outside.
No, but
that's how people feel about some relationships. Like, it's hard for them
like
to be...
it's a prison?
Yeah, like, to be committed to someone because they're afraid to get their own heart broken.
That's true.
So they'd rather just do whatever. And they're breaking... Yeah,
for sure. That's
because even I've had somebody who I was interested in being with long term, and they're just like, no, like, I will break your heart. That's like, please, nobody can break my heart.
It's already broken.
There's nothing there. And she's just like, no, like, you know, I will self-sabotage because when things go well,
tell her to go to therapy.
I don't believe, trust me, did that. I don't believe it will continue to go well, and I don't want to do that because, like, this could work. And the fact that it could work is what scares people. Yeah. So then they choose to just continue doing whatever. You're so used to
an abundance of chaos that peace and order, a little bit of order is kind of scary.
Yeah,
you don't
so
know
that's
what to do
how I
about it.
feel, and that's why I feel like the less partners you have, the better off you really are. Yeah. You look at people and you're like, wow, this guy is sleeping with this girl and this girl. Oh my God, he's living life. Yeah. But when you live that life, you're like, oh, you'd be surprised.
Of people look at that.
Talking to multiple people and like balancing that is very exhausting.
No, but
you don't know that though.
Yeah.
Look, like, even for me, like, I've had people come to me like, I wish I was you. And I'm like, you don't even know what I go through behind closed doors. You just see what it looks like.
Especially being a guy.
Anyone who's ever talked to more than one person at a time, like, but that's why when I had, like, Tinder back in the day, like, I was like, I can't. Like, I don't want to have small talk with friggin' 20 different people a day. Like, I don't want to.
But when you're used to it, that's all you really know, right?
And the thing is, but as a guy, it's different because if you're a guy who's chasing vagina, you're willing to do all that kind of stuff.
Whatever, yeah.
And then when you see that one guy getting like all this coochie, you see all that, you're like, I wish I could be you, buddy. But like, from talking to my friends who've been hoes, they're like, it's not really that
it's
worth
not
it.
What you think it is.
They said like, yeah, it's great and all, but they said it's in the long run. They said like you forget who you've had sex with and stuff, and they said it's not really that good of a feeling.
Yeah.
And so like, was I shocked when they told me that? I was like, maybe if I was like younger, I'd be like, really?
Like,
and then they told me that now, and I was like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I also know people who have been quote unquote hoes or like had their experience and then have moved on to be in long-term relationships. And it's funny because I know a couple people who fit into this category, and like some will say it's super easy, like, you know what I mean? Of course, like you said, there's always temptation, Hugh, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like I'm committed to this person. We've been together for so long. And then I also have a friend who was just like, you know, like, the streets are calling me back, and I'm like, don't answer the phone, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I get what you mean. It's like kind of harder to break that habit, but it's also like, you know, what you have is good, so whatever.
And like, because you've been in that phase before, and you know, maybe you enjoyed that phase and you're like, okay, I'm over it now and everything is good. When things start to feel bad, you don't feel so alone because you're like, shit, like, you know, I'll go right back. You don't want to, but it's like, I'm not afraid of it. But when you've been stuck with one person for so long, you're really afraid to be alone because you have no idea how cold the damn place is.
But I think that also sometimes, like, when you're afraid to be alone, like, you stay in situations much longer than you should.
For sure.
That maybe aren't great. And then on the other end, it's like you may jump out of something because you're self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
Like there's pros and cons to each
Go
one.
to therapy, kids.
But temptation wise, I feel like when you have a whole face first,
you're
more likely to like in the back of your mind, even, and I find that people lie to themselves a lot about that. Like people be like, oh no, I don't think like that no more, you know, because they have their significant other. You can't be like, oh yeah, I'm looking at this girl.
Some people really, like, when you work on yourself and you grow and you evolve, like, you really can change your mindset. Because I agree with everything you said, right? Like, everything you're saying is, like, hitting the nail on the head. But my opinion is still that it's harder the other way around. Like, if you haven't had a lot of experience, or you've been with your high school sweetheart, I think it's easier to be tempted, just from, like, my experience with, like, people that I've seen, heard, talked to, you know? But you make a very compelling point.
I've heard both. Like both. But
there's not one clear-cut answer.
It's not clear. Like I said, ultimately it comes down to your own sexual discipline. But I've heard more. But I agree a little bit more with you. What you've had the most, you're more tempted, because I have met more people that have had like tons of partners, and they said they are more tempted to just jump out there, because it was so much easier. Because if they're not getting anything in their own relationship, they're just like, let me just jump and get another thing, because they've had so much. It's been so easy in the past just to like, let me just call or whatever there, and so I think having the whole face, especially if it becomes easy, then it's a little bit more tempting, because also you know how easy it is to get back into the swing of things.
No, see, the thing is though, when you have been with someone, like, you know, for a long time, it's super easy to get caught up in like, oh, like it's just like, oh, we're not having sex as much anymore. Oh, this is boring. It's the same old whatever. Nothing's new. We're just doing the same thing. All we do is work and fight and go to sleep. Like, when you've been in a relationship, the longer you've been in a relationship, the more difficult it is to keep things spicy and like keep the spark alive. So I think that's another reason why when a pretty woman at work bats her eyes, a guy's gonna be like, oh, you know, I love my girl, but the sex hasn't been good, and this and that, and like, you know what I mean?
What I will say is, like, to your point with like it being harder temptation wise when you've been in the long term, is I find that the people who have 95% of them are all, it's in their brain and they're all talk. When it comes down to actually,
they won't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I've known too. That's what I've seen too.
So it's like, oh yeah, there's no spark with him, and you know, or there's no spark with my wife, and But then when it comes down to the woman that was batting her eyes, you go out for, you know, a little dinner date, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't do this.
Yeah, because reality kicks in.
Exactly.
Like, I shouldn't do this. It's not worth destroying.
And then opposed to the person who used to be a hoe, we I'm so funny. Don't even like think about it. Like it just separate emotion and sex.
Yep. I've heard all. Yep. From talking with people. Yeah.
Anonymous. That wasn't a bad question.
Good job. You're a good person.
There is a little more.
Oh, I like a little more.
This person says also, Des.
Wait a minute.
Stomp on me, daddy.
Stomp on my balls.
Oh.
You okay?
Of course you have to take it. Are you?
No.
You want Des to stomp on your balls?
You think someone with a sane mind would say that shit?
Yes, this person says, also, Des, I feel like I've noticed a maturity in you over your time on the pod. Do you feel the same? Do you think anything in your life caused you to be more mature you could share?
That was a very interesting
observation.
That was nice. I'm glad that you did say that.
I'm
smiling. Yeah, because I do like the person that I see myself becoming, because this is the person that I want to become. So the fact that other people can see it, it makes me happy, because it means it's not just in my head. Because there's a lot of people who say they're doing better, and
they're
you
not
know,
doing shit.
and they're not. And you're like, what do you mean? Like you're doing the same thing?
Yeah.
I mean, you might have waited 3 weeks.
It's better to hear from other people.
Yeah.
And it's not about needing validation, but it's just like, okay, like
it's nice for other people to notice. Yeah, sure. Exactly. Because I feel like I am, and I do, and it's a weird feeling.
And I tell you all the time, but you don't.
I know. Yeah, I don't. Any one of my friends that tell me, I feel like you guys know what I want to hear, and not that my friends tell me what I want to hear, because they don't, because they know I don't care, and they'd be like, oh, I know you don't care, but okay, great, I'm glad you know I don't care. Moving on. But thank you for that, first of all. Yes, what had happened was, and I did share this months ago.
Oh, the girlfriend thing? I feel like that's when it started.
That was over a year ago.
Yeah, but that's when I noticed it.
Wait, which girlfriend thing?
You emailing your girlfriend.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that where it started?
To me, that's when I started noticing.
Okay, yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense.
But that was pretty soon after he got on the podcast. I think that maybe that was when like the seed was planted, but I don't know.
That's when I started noticing
majority of the growth.
That's when I started to make a mental note that things need to change.
Yeah,
because I needed to get something out of my system.
That's when I noticed something going up.
So once I did my apology to my ex, regardless of whatever, once I know that she did get it, then I was like, okay, good. Like, that part of my life I feel more content with. And then when January came, if you guys remember, I got so high off of edibles.
Oh yeah, I remember you said something about that.
January? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I got.
Sorry, which time?
I just remember.
Oh, yes.
And I was
you
like,
had an epiphany. You're
yes,
like,
I can't do this anymore. Exactly.
How could I forget?
Yes. Because I even came on the podcast and I apologized to you and everything.
I feel like you got high and like had me like lecturing you in
my brain. That is the truth. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, Des, like you can do better. Like just do better. Like there's really nothing else. Like, and I tell people all the time, like if I die right now, the only thing that I would be sad about is not seeing like the man Caden would become,
Mm-hmm.
And that's like anything else. Like I've lived life, like I've done it all. Like I'm not mad at anything. So since January and I had that epiphany, I've been making an effort to like, okay, you got to kind of right your wrongs and do better from there. You can't just act like, your past didn't happen and do better, because now your past is going to come back and be like, no, you forgot, you broke my heart, Des. So I apologize to people I needed to apologize to, whether they accept it or not. And I've been making an effort to be a better person, because eventually when you do find that someone, personally, I want to be ready. I don't want to be like, okay, we can grow together. Yeah, we can grow together from here, but I don't want to still be the person I was before. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that is kind of what's been in my head for a while. Like even the person that I was talking about not too long ago, when I said, they said that they don't want to hurt me and things like that. They even said the same thing. They're like, I see that you've changed. I hear the maturity in you, and like, it all sounds so good, but like it's so terrifying at the same time, because it sounds so good and that's exactly what I want, and blah 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 blah.
And just probably not ready for that.
And I was like, I understand that. If you're not ready for it, that is perfectly fine. There's certain things in my life that are going on where I'm probably not fully ready for that. However, I'm letting you know what I want, and this is what I want, and I don't want anything less than this. If it's anything less than this, then I don't want it. And that alone is terrifying. And I do understand that. But I think I just reached a point where I'm like, yo, I know what I want. I know how I need to get there. So why would I not try and get there? So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go, Anonymous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at you. Everyone's getting compliments on the podcast today except for me. Oh, God. Okay. Let me paint a picture for you guys, right?
I like painting.
It's let's think of a year. It's
1942.
1998. 98, 99, whatever.
Okay.
That era. You have
Good era. Good era.
Yeah, the 90s. Nice.
Yeah, I just started school.
Maybe you're at a friend's house. Maybe it's your own house. Whatever. You see a magazine.
No.
And it's not like a Cosmopolitan or
That's a shit magazine.
I don't know. This is the first one that came into my head. It's not like a design magazine. It's like an adult magazine.
Oh, yes.
Could have said Playboy.
I know, but I'm just trying to paint a picture. I'm not trying to.
Oh, you are painting that picture.
You can leave it up to the imagination, whichever magazine, because it's not just Playboy that had but those they were the biggest ones. You stumble across said magazine and you take a little peek, and it piques your interest, and you like have that mental picture in your head, and that's good to last you probably for a couple weeks, like mentally. Versus now, if you were to look at an image of a sexy woman or whatever you are attracted to, for those of you who are listening, would it have
sexy dog?
Well, I'm I meant human, but okay.
You said whatever you're into. Jeez, don't discriminate against the Zootopia people.
Oh my God.
For Zootopia? You mean bestiality?
Yeah, those people. I don't want to call them bestialities. I want to call them the Zootopias. They probably feel more comfortable with that.
All right. Well, you ruined the my
picture?
little. Yeah, you did because you threw animals in there.
A dog walked in there.
Do you the way that magazines and images used to really have an effect on
Get my
people
card.
back then? Yeah. Do you feel like it has the same effect now?
Playboy's dead.
No. First we're talking about like a personal thing.
No.
Like no.
No.
Says the guy who uses GIFs to jerk off.
Yeah. But I think overall, no.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes?
You
For
still
me,
think it works?
fuck yeah.
What, pictures to get you to make you jerk off?
Pictures have never worked with me, but if we're painting a picture, then yes. Yes.
So that's imagination. I'm talking about just like there's a picture right here.
Yeah, if I were to pull out a
Yeah, no,
Playboy
even when I
magazine-
was younger, so that's
Oh
where
yeah, I started with the pictures. We all started with the pictures.
No, not me.
You didn't start with the
No,
pictures? You started with videos?
started with videos.
Oh, I started
Pictures
with pictures.
have never enticed me because you're not moving, you're not doing anything.
I picked,
I used pictures
picked
for a while.
98 because I'm like, yeah, the internet was around, but it wasn't like.
It wasn't. Yeah.
That's why. So maybe I should have went further back in time. But I'm like, I want to pick a time when we're all alive. I'm like 1973.
I think for me, pictures have never been a thing. Like I've even gone to the store, like you know how in Max they used to have the adult section just on top and kind of hide it. Yeah.
I think one of you guys told me recently. I found out that Blockbuster used to have
Blockbuster had that too, yeah.
like a
You didn't know that?
section.
Yeah.
No,
Every
'cause
rental-
I never used to venture back there.
Not a lot
together.
I think I was.
Every video store had
As-
that.
yeah.
It makes sense, but like it wasn't just like out for people to access. It was
No.
like behind a door.
Yeah, it has to
right?
be. That's why.
Yeah.
Adult.
No, for me, pictures have never done it. But if like for the sake of this, yeah, I would still. Yeah. Oh boy, yes, it would.
Okay, for the sake of this, now what if it wasn't like just this scenario? Like if I were to offer you, I don't know, just like regular like old school magazine porn, like you'd be like, no thanks.
If that's like if it's like this or nothing, I'm taking that.
Yeah, I'll take the magazine. Old school. Like this is what because it'd be nice to know that this is what they actually look like.
Here's the thing. I'm surprised that you, Hugh-Gene, said no so quickly because again,
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, because
If pictures would still work today?
Yeah.
for you personally.
Oh, I thought you said in general.
I said.
Oh, for
two
me, yeah.
One for you personally, and then the second part was,
pictures will work for me today still. Yeah, pictures could still work.
'cause you
That's why
said
she was
no.
like, "Why do the gifts work, but the picture?"
No,
yeah.
yeah,
Right,
pictures.
exactly.
Yeah, pictures could still work.
Oh,
in
okay.
general, today.
In general, not a chance.
No. People need like a fucking movie.
Right, like if something happened and we weren't able to access like videos anymore, it was
Pictures,
pictures.
no,
and stuff.
people
People would freak out for a
Yeah.
while, and then eventually they'll adapt. But
You think so? I think
eventually.
Well,
it
if
would
they
just-
have no other
Humans
option.
are adaptable.
Oh.
There's guys who
I
will
think
jerk
there would
off
be
to a tree that looks like titties.
See, I think you guys are just thinking positive case scenario. Worst case scenario,
No,
boom.
there'd be a lot of sexual deviance.
Thank you
and
very
There'd be a
much.
lot
That's
of
crimes
like
would go up.
crazy.
A lot of craziness.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no.
by
People wouldn't be
far.
able to contain it.
Exactly.
More assaults.
You know, it's
and
like
Yeah.
going, not being able. You know, it's like not being able to jerk off for a week. You start going crazy.
Oh my God,
So
you're
You
hallucinating.
start going crazy, man.
Ugh.
So that's what I'm not like excited for.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people wouldn't be able to get turned on the same way.
I think you still get a little bit of a chub, but it's just not. It's gonna be like maybe like a half a chub.
Yeah.
Think about some of the fucking porn out there.
Oh,
It's like
I do.
crazy stuff
I
that
don't
I
know.
literally can't even imagine.
I don't
And
know.
like where did all these fetishes come from? And
They've always been here.
Who were but like before the internet, imagine having this fetish and not being able to share that.
You know what?
Sister.
No, I don't even mean that.
Well,
I just
that's
mean,
old
like,
school because family's been fucking.
I think it's like the
Right.
rich people that used to have these fetishes in secret, and then like slowly it
just
became
trickles down.
okay, exactly. And now
Maybe,
the
yeah.
the lower class people are like, oh, I do like that too.
too.
You know what? That's probably so true because I think like
The rich people made it
I
trendy,
think
and then
that
poor people like, oh,
Daddy Bezos is into some weird
Oh, for
shit.
sure, for
He
has to be.
sure.
Think about it, right? And like Bill Gates, like when you have a lot of money, it's just like
Regular things don't cut it for you.
right, because like you've experienced it all and like you kind of become numb to it. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, what's the next thing? Like it may be a guy who's like, oh yeah, I'm straight, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, but I've had sex with this woman, that woman, every type of woman.
Well-
let me just have a threesome, throw a man in there. Okay, well yeah, okay, like You can suck my dick. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can fuck me in the ass. It's okay. It's
No,
all right, buddy.
What's wrong with Mickey Mouse?
Yeah,
Don't do that.
Come on, just don't put your finger in my butt. Come on, buddy.
No.
It's okay, Donald. Come on, Donald. Come on.
Ew, even your laugh. No, but it's true. It's like, you know, I'm not into guys, but like I just need something to get me going. So I'm gonna try this. Okay, now let's friggin' cut ourselves and bleed on each other while we have sex.
Yeah.
Like,
remember when you heard the whatchamacallit, Machine Gun Kelly and whatever?
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's typical rock star shit. Rich people do all that weird shit too, man. Yeah, it's pretty typical.
I think, I definitely think like the more money and power you have, the more you wanna.
Because nothing really gets you off.
So I feel like.
Yeah. You have all the money.
Jeff Bezos cannot jack off to
regular porn. No,
probably goes in space,
Playboy.
jerks off real quick. Like, yeah.
No, I don't even think he jerks off.
Catches his own cum in the air.
Probably not. Honestly,
Probably
he probably has someone.
Goes to
Exactly.
the Amazon plant. Like, you want to make a little extra money, you poor bitch?
Do you think that like? It's, oh my gosh.
$24 an hour ain't enough, ain't it? I'm gonna upgrade you to 26 if you jerk.
Such an insult.
Okay, Bezos. I gotta
Bezos.
feed it myself some.
That's fucking you. You'd be like, stomp on me, Daddy Bezos.
Stomp me like a box, Bezos.
No, but I think especially since like he no longer has like a wife, like they got divorced. I'm like, he's probably.
You didn't do enough for me, bitch.
Yeah, you just helped me start my $1 billion company. But...
Wasn't enough. You didn't make my balls disappear like I wanted.
No, but I feel like even with that, although like when you have a lot of money, who knows? Maybe they had an agreement. Like I don't fucking know, but I think that
probably
they like. There's still that, like we said, like when you've been in a relationship for a long time and then you get single, I don't care how much money you have, like you're probably gonna go a little more wild than you normally would.
If you have tons of money, you can get whatever you want.
And I think
it's
it's
like snort some coke off a stripper's ass because your wife didn't like
yacht.
that before.
Yeah.
On the yacht that's parks on the island, on the private island.
Yeah, I think what it is like.
Have you seen his yacht? It's fucking huge. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It has to be.
It's like a fucking cruise ship.
But why would he have a regular yacht? You have so much money. What? A regular yacht? Who do you think I am?
Like a little fishing boat that he has to manually row.
Fucking
sometimes they just like to feel
normal,
poor. You know,
well, I know what
maybe that's his. Like. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
He just goes into
his
public.
fetish is like pretending that he's broke and it's like.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's people that do that.
Yeah, of course there is.
I totally think that's a thing.
Fair change.
To be like, I'll go down on you if you just buy me a hot meal.
Look, man, I'll suck your dick for the coke, man.
Yeah, maybe he.
I wasn't implying that he did.
That happens in Oshawa a lot.
Maybe he with his
you
wife.
Solicited?
No, but it definitely happens in Oshawa.
I feel like they had an agreement, but then she reached a point where she's like, okay, like
I'm tired of sniffing the coke off your ass.
When will
Bezos.
I be enough? And he's probably just like,
never.
Yeah, like. I don't care. Like, you can't fulfill what I need.
Look, you don't sniff the coke off my
and
asshole
at some
anymore.
point, that will bother somebody. At first you're like, he does his little thing off to the side.
Yeah.
But because the thing off to the side is so thrilling, so exciting for him, he doesn't care what's at home. You're not kissing her. You're not touching her.
Yeah.
Because even the thing off to the side is business. Yeah. And his brain is straight business. Yeah. And that will make any relationship fall apart. So, yeah, I definitely feel like he has some crazy shit to the side.
He has to be a workaholic. I mean, probably he has more downtime now, but, like, in order to build Amazon to what it is, I mean, they probably didn't even have time to do that shit.
Yeah, he had time to go to a sex dungeon and, get beat.
More exciting.
Yeah. What? Is that a thing?
I feel like he would. I do feel like he likes to get
allegedly.
Come on, peasant.
I feel like he likes to feel a little bit of
like
pain.
A box.
All of those people, I feel like whether they like it's their thing or not, I feel like they've tried a lot of it.
Oh, for sure.
Especially you have all this access to people too. Like
it all started with pegging.
Probably.
Well, men have the prostate back there, and here's the thing: on the grand scheme of things, pegging is pretty low on the list as far as
that's why it started there.
Right. So you're just like, no, it starts with a finger in the butt.
No, it starts with the tongue in the butt.
No, but we're thinking Jeff Bezos. He's in his 60s. I don't think they did the tongue.
No. Back then, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Lick my asshole. Come on. Come on. Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna lick my butt when I was like 14, 15. What are you talking about?
What?
Why are you shocked? Fucking since he was 8 years old. Come on.
Oh my god.
Why are you shocked? Come on.
I don't know. I'm just like, yo, yes, man. Get your shit together.
It was. Hopefully.
Clean and clear and under control. Yes, it was.
What?
get your shit together. She was looking at my butthole and it was clean.
Yeah. Hopefully no shit dribbled out.
Exactly.
No chocolate surprise.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You want a little sundae?
But yeah, I think it's like, a little tongue, then a little finger, and then you're just like, okay, let me get the strap on.
Yeah, a little peg, and then the peg is not the real thing, and that's when the threesome comes into play.
Especially men with like power, because that whole thing, and they're just like the type of men that like to be dominated and like go to like actually see a dominatrix and stuff, are the type of people that have a lot of power in their day-to-day life, so they just want to like change the dynamic. Like, I want to change it up a little bit.
Make me feel poor.
That's what thrills them.
Not even poor, just you be in charge.
When I go out, don't give me the money when I ask for it.
Just
don't give me the money.
Don't give me the money. Just keep walking by. Gets me off.
Okay, I don't think he's out
Treat
here
me
on
like
the streets.
I'm poor. Come on, don't give me money when I beg for it.
He's
Come on,
out here on the streets.
come on, I'm cold. Give me a sweater.
Okay, all right. What?
no, I just have to change it because he said I'm poor. Give me a sweater. I don't think he's going that far.
That's what
or maybe what he does to get himself off, he goes and works with his workers. He's like, oh, so this is what it's like.
You're so stupid.
Can you imagine the type of like sex parties that rich people have?
Oh, for sure I can.
Wish.
Like, honestly, I would like to be a fly on the wall. Like, I don't want to participate, but I just want to see.
Smell a lot of asshole.
No, but like rich people aren't allowed to smell. If you're a rich person and you
have
stink,
that many people around, you're gonna smell a little bit of crotch and asshole. You're gonna a little bit of shit in the air.
Oh boy. No, I feel like if
yourself.
they're that rich,
they have
and
people to fucking wipe their asses
that's
before.
no, I was gonna say they probably like
you gotta filter
do a
asshole.
shower thing kind of first.
Bro, you got that many
and
people
then,
together?
Yeah.
You don't think a little bit of
You're rich. If I have a huge mansion, I don't care if you just showered at home. When you come to my house, you have your own
NDA.
robe,
they go through
your
like
own
a decontamination
exactly.
chamber. Yeah.
A little butt filter.
What is what you in butts? What is what you?
What? No. Hugh, you're a mess.
It's like a butt plug with a filter in it.
Okay, so we are not in that 0.1%, but
we're not even in the 10.
Okay, speak for yourself.
We're not in the 10.
Speak for yourself. You can speak for me. I think I'm in a high percent in Canada. I don't know what it is though. Because, like, there's a huge difference between 1% and 0.1%.
Yeah.
Like, the 0.1
is, yeah.
I ain't got that money, but I could be easily in the 1%. But, okay, so, would you guys ever have I guess, I was going to say sugar daddy, but sugar mama?
To an extent.
Daddy Bezos.
To an extent. The extent would be if you're doing things that I don't have to ask for it. I don't like asking people for things. I have a certain level of pride.
Right, like it's just an agreement. You get money at a certain
exactly.
point. You're not like, oh,
like I don't even want you to be like, okay, I sent you the money. Like, oh my god, no, just do it. Like I just want to, yes, baby. Yeah.
So you would?
I would to an extent. Like the agreement would be we could never talk about it again.
Okay, fair, but like. Would you see? This is what I don't understand, because I've seen different scenarios where it's like they're just like it's just a sugar baby sugar parent relationship versus scenarios where it's like, okay, like we're actually in a relationship, but you're also my sugar baby. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Like, that
doesn't make sense.
Okay, so there's people who are dating, and then one of them is just like paying the other, but like it's an exclusive relationship, and there's one that is just like, this is just our arrangement. It's strict. It's like friends with benefits, but I'm paying you. So one is a relationship, one is not.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I mean.
That's just stupid.
I prefer the one that's not
a relationship.
Yeah.
See, in theory, right? But I'm like, I feel like I'd prefer the one that is, just because I know like I wouldn't be able to keep doing it if I didn't actually like the person. So I'm like. If I like you and you give me money, I mean, shoot, that you're checking all the boxes so far. So, I don't know. What about you, Hugh? You think you could be a sugar baby?
No, I got too much pride.
You were just talking about your asshole just now.
Yeah.
And how you wanted us to stomp on your balls, and now you have
too
too much pride to get money from someone?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But who knows? If maybe the money gets on the table, then my mind will change. But as of right now, I don't think I would do it. Look, I'll lick your puss, but you don't have to pay me.
I'll do it for free.
I'll lick your puss, bro. Like, come on.
For me, the reason why I'm kind of like on the fence about it is like when I do things, I do it because I want to. However, I know normal people don't. When they do things for you, it's like they have an upper hand. Oh, I did this for you and you couldn't even do. I hate that so much.
It's like it's a term. I fucking keep forgetting it.
A term for what?
What he just described, there's literally a specific term for that.
It's like
where you do something for someone, but then you don't tell them you want them to do something for you back, but then
you wait till exactly. I hate.
Gross.
Like, let's say your phone broke, Joe, and you're like, oh my god, my phone broke, and I show up with a new phone. I'm like, oh here, I got you a phone. Don't worry about it. Blah blah. And then later on, I want you to do something for me, and I'm just like, oh well, I bought you a phone, and you couldn't even like that.
It's like don't
do exactly.
Like, I didn't ask you
exactly.
to give me a phone. Yeah.
So that's why the relationship aspect of it, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I couldn't do that because.
Yeah, that's
like I don't want to hear that after, even though
I paid
the person should exactly.
That's why I said,
I've been giving you money.
No, but I feel like when you are not in the relationship, when it's just a
but you feel some sort of obligation no matter what.
Right, because then I'm like, damn, like you're not even my man. So
we
like
had
now
an agreement. Period.
Yeah.
That's it. The agreement. That's why I said don't even mention it ever. That would be the agreement.
What was that recent news story, Hugh?
Yeah, just a 44-year-old lady. She was paying this kid. How much was she?
He's not a kid.
He's in his 20s.
29. He's paying him.
29.
Paying him $15,000 to do whatever she wants.
It's a month or a week. A week.
A month.
Okay.
$15,000 a month, which is still good, especially if
That's
he also has
great,
another.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a lot of money.
Would you do that, Joe?
What?
$15,000 a month to do whatever a man tells you to do?
See that? I don't know.
Oh, you don't like that.
It's the term.
It's the whatever. I knew you were gonna say that. You're not okay with the whatever.
Not for 15. Make it a 50, and then we can
dibble dabble in the cover. Yeah.
Right. But like, because the thing is, like, he like will mow her lawn. It's not just.
Yeah.
To be honest, he's mowing her other lawn.
Oh boy.
Come on, shave my pussy, Sonny. I paid you.
Would you do it, Hugh, for 15?
I don't know. I think you said you have to present me the money. I don't think. Maybe it'll probably be a short term thing.
Also, 15,000 like in a city like Toronto, that's not enough.
That's
like
good.
You know what I mean?
A month, that's pretty good. That's good enough. That's like
no, it's not. I'm sorry, no.
It depends on the lifestyle you want to live.
Yeah, you got to budget.
Because I probably 15,000
a month.
15,000, not 1,500. 15,000 a month.
Yeah,
I'm not working.
Yeah, exactly.
I have time.
The budget, you can totally live off of that. That's
right. If I am doing whatever you want, I'm not trying to live my life on a budget. Like I want to live free.
You can't live free. Because when I call, you have to answer. You have to answer.
Right.
That's $180,000 a year. You could totally live comfortably fine in Toronto.
I'm not answering. No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Like
I said,
get your priorities straight. Shit, buddy, you could totally live on.
I'm sorry that I'm not busting it wide open for $15,000 a month.
You could $200,000 a year. You did, yeah, you're good.
It's not 200.
Almost 180, but you're
and
good.
Taxes. Do you have to pay taxes?
No,
on sugar
no, you
money?
do not, because that's under the table.
You're gonna get that in cash, unless they probably find some loophole way to say it's a gift or something. But I imagine it's cash.
Yeah,
you'd totally be fine.
And then imagine the incentives. Yeah, here's your 15,000, and I also bought you a car, so you can get around.
Yeah, those things. There's always they always will get you
a one-time incentive. I'm sorry, 15,000 is just not enough.
That's okay.
Yeah, you give me a car. I didn't have to buy the car. The car's already paid for. I probably just have to pay
gas and insurance.
Maybe insurance too.
No. Here's the thing: 15,000 is a lot, but not for whatever you want. We just talked about crazy fucking sex parties that rich people like to do. You think that?
The bitch is 44. There's only so much she can do. She's old.
Have you seen her? She looks amazing.
She can only do this for so long. Okay, she's gonna crumble eventually.
And I do understand the whole whatever, because like to an extent you can't say no.
Right.
That's what it means. You cannot say no.
Yeah. You can always say no.
You cannot.
You
cannot. 15,000, whatever. She will. She definitely will.
Probably.
There's no gun in your head, you can leave.
No safe word, nothing. Nah, I can't get behind whatever for 15,000. I cannot. That's what I mean. It's not enough money for me to, if I'm doing whatever.
No, I thought you said you can't
wants,
live off of $15,000 a month. I was like, that's fucking ridiculous.
No, she said that too.
Yeah, that's why I was going. That's why I was like, are you little,
living in a city like Toronto?
Yes, you can.
You don't understand. It's the whatever.
It's the term whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna be losing my dignity.
If it's for whatever,
I'm living a luxurious ass life.
No, I'm just saying, like, you just say you can't live off $15,000 in general.
No.
Like,
or the word whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
For whatever, 15,000 is not enough.
I was gonna say if it wasn't in general,
Toronto's expensive.
It's a little
and if I'm doing whatever, I gotta make more than that. Like for whatever 15,000 is, that's not sugar. That's Splenda, you know?
I'm for whatever.
Still
I can't
sweet.
do it.
Still sweet.
Still sweet, but not sweet enough. I'm sorry. I want the raw sugar cane sugar, you know?
I don't trust people enough to give them the whatever.
Right? Yeah. That's a lot. People are into a lot of weird shit.
Let me tie you up, okay? I'm gonna cut you, and I'm gonna pour this hot candle wax in your wounds.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Not that bad. A hot candle wax is landing on your arm. That's not bad.
He said in the wound.
You'll get over it in like a second.
Yeah, he's doing the 15. He's doing the 15 with a smile. Mom, I'm out of here.
Gotta go, guys.
Keep the dog.
That's my job too. I can easily do that because I can just disappear whenever I want.
All right. Well,
let the kidnappers know.
Once again, I don't know.
Disappearing.
Wait. What if the whatever is okay? So we're talking about like these rich people, right? What if the whatever is when they have their sex parties?
You are their sex slave.
No, you're in charge of like
janitor.
wiping their ass and like cleaning them up.
I'll be okay with that.
You would do that?
I would
do that. It's gotta wipe some assholes.
I would do that. Are you circumcised, sir? Can you peel it back?
Or peel the banana back.
And like cleaning
Spread
up.
the lips, ma'am.
I'll be okay with the cleanup.
Ma'am, that labia's a little crazy. Spread them lips a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd be okay with the cleanup.
Yeah, I'll clean some dick cheese, man. It's all good.
Oh gosh.
It's the public humiliation that I'm not with. What happens
Let
behind?
them walk you like a dog.
Fuck no.
I can
Fuck
do that shit.
No. Because behind doors, like you wouldn't do the candle wax in the wound.
No, I wouldn't. But nobody would know. You know. But in public, no, thank you. No. If we're having regular sex in public, sure. If we're having a little dirty sex, sure. But if you have me
fucking in Kennedy Station,
why not? Why
after
not?
rush hour.
But yeah, no, not the dog walking and not the public. You know, you're not gonna whip me in front of a big black man in front of people. Oh my God, no, thank you.
Make me feel like
Don't even. Oh my God, he did it already.
You know what you were doing.
You know what? When I said it, it was just because I was picturing it, and as soon as I said it, I looked at him. That's why I tried to say don't even, but it was too late.
You knew better.
It's 1812 all over again.
When we
Oh my God.
Take me back to the South,
Mama. Hugh,
Oh yes, sir.
you like hiking?
I do.
Let's say you go for a hike,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Fuck, no idea where I am." What do you do?
I try to figure out where I was. Well, I don't freak out. I just try to trace my step because I've had this happen to me before. Where I try to trace my step backs, but I end up going in a circle, and then I realize I'm going in a circle.
Okay.
And I continue to go in a circle.
And then what do you do?
Eventually, I found my way out.
Okay, what do you do if you can't find your way out?
It depends. If I'm in.
Didn't you get lost one time and your dog helped you find the way out?
Yeah, I've gotten lost a couple of times. Yeah, the first time I got lost, if I couldn't find my way out, I would just because this is in Rouge Valley, you can't really get lost there. So I would just
you did.
Well, you can't get lost in the part where you're
yeah.
stuck for I'll just follow the river. Like in that situation, I'm gonna just follow the river, or there's like a lion bridge. I'll just listen to that and then follow that sound. If I can get cell phone reception, I'm just gonna go to a road and I'm just gonna walk until I hit like Maine, whatever, and then call like an Uber or some shit. If I can't call an Uber, then I'll just obviously have to walk back. If I'm in buttfuck middle of nowhere, and then that's when if I'm going to somewhere
And you have cell phone reception in the buttfuck middle of
then I'm gonna call the cops, and then they'll send rescue. Now, if I'm going to somewhere where I know I have like no cell reception, then I'm gonna let someone know, hey, this is where I'm going.
Okay.
I'm gonna be in this place.
Yeah, but what if you don't know what the reception's like?
Well, I'll know that before. You just know. You know, once you get to a certain like Algonquin, I'm not gonna have I'm gonna have
Spotty.
Either way, I'm telling people where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them where I'm
you
going. I
should.
should be back this day. If I'm not back this day, call for help.
I remember when I was younger, my mom used to always be like, "Let me know where you're going," and I'm like, you just think it's like your parent trying to keep tabs, but then like when you grow up,
You
you're
realize it's not
it's
just
actually
that.
for safety. Yeah, like I could be at the grocery store and then like there could be a fucking shooting,
and then like, you're in like fucking Colombia.
Close. So a hiker got lost in the mountains in Colorado.
Oh shit.
And he was lost for 24 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
Couldn't be found. And he did what you said and called for help. Now, help called him back.
Oh yeah, I heard.
And he ignored all the calls because it was from an unknown number. What the
He's got integrity. He's like, I will never answer that.
I hate you so much. I hate that was your answer.
You got integrity right there, buddy.
That is disgusting to
Obviously,
me.
you didn't need help that bad.
Obviously, you don't care about yourself. Obviously, you're not really lost.
Strong sense of integrity.
That's crazy.
He's got integrity. He's got to hold on to it.
No, he has debts that
he's running from. That's the first thing I thought about is like, okay,
you're lost and you still won't answer your phone. You're hiding from someone.
100%. That's why you went lost.
Money.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And he's probably used to having like bill collectors call him, so he's like, nah, I don't answer it.
Because I'm a person who don't answer private numbers,
I don't like to
so
either.
I can understand that to an extent. But if I'm lost,
of course,
I'm answering. Hello, this is from India. Okay, wait a minute. Yes,
well,
I can do it. Yes, because when you do it, it's a bad thing.
But when you do a good job at it, that's why. So it sounds legit. No, but you can't tell. Like, is that actually an Indian guy?
You don't even believe that.
Oh, yes, I do, buddy.
when you do it,
so it's bad. Oh, so you do that when I do it.
It's borderline insulting.
Fucking dicks.
No, both of you guys.
I was just giving a scenario.
And stop doing accents.
You didn't do the face when he did it, and I did it.
Both
and you did
I wasn't giving a scenario.
Was legit. That's why you're like
both
that.
You guys.
Some Oscar-worthy shit.
I heard the little bit.
I heard it too.
I didn't even try. It just came out.
You stupid asshole.
It's my friends. They're coming out.
Oh boy. All right. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, and I'm the racist one.
Yes.
Both of y'all need to stop. Man. Both of y'all.
It's called comedy. It's called jokes.
So, let me ask you, Des, life update. I know November just started, but how are we doing?
For what?
You know what?
Today's November 1st. What did I do today? No, I didn't have time to do it today. Good. Do I plan to? Fuck yeah.
Just once?
You're like a 3-time.
Somebody has actually given me an incentive. First they said, can I go 2 weeks without it? And I said, no. So they're like, okay, if you go 1 week without it, I'll give you a little something.
A blowjob.
A little bit more than that. The whole 9 yards.
Oh, the vagina sit.
Yes.
I see.
And I was like,
the pelvic jerk off.
And I was like, no.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm going to beat my shit.
Wow.
Because if I go a week without it, right?
Oh, good job.
And the week ends and the person's just like, oh, good for you. No, I don't.
Oh, no. You don't know. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't.
I get that. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's
Can't
smart.
trust these hoes.
I don't want to call her hoe, but yeah, I don't.
Can't trust these thotties.
You see what I'm saying? There's nothing that's like, okay, you're for like, no.
Can't trust these.
Because now I'm gonna be mad, and I don't want to be mad that I didn't beat my things for a week. Yep.
Well, you could be proud that you just did a job well done.
No, because I don't want to.
Because you weren't doing it for your own.
Exactly.
Self. You're just doing it to get some puss.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me throw out a scenario for you. Right. Well, actually, it's not a scenario, actually. Because Kevin Gates, I don't know, he was on like some podcast, radio show, I don't know, something. But he essentially was just saying that men need to practice semen retention.
Keep it inside of you.
Meaning that, like, when you have sex, like, good, enjoy yourself, but stop before you get to the point of ejaculating. If you feel it coming on, you gotta cease.
Go back in there.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Preserve the zinc.
What is the theory behind that? What is that supposed to do? Give you more testosterone?
You're just, that's why, because like on day like 7, it's been proven your testosterone, if you don't like at all, your testosterone just shoot right up.
But
it goes right.
I feel like if that's the case, I don't know. I'm not a man, so I don't know like the temptation. But I feel like with standing from sex in general would be easier than bringing yourself to.
No, that's like
basically edging yourself.
I get where he's coming from. I would just say I think you're just, I don't know. I
feel like you couldn't just like be like, okay, like I'm gonna try semen retention. While you're having sex with someone, do that. I think you have to practice that. That's masturbating.
Yeah, that's master.
You know what I mean?
That's easy.
Cutting it off, and because like if you try for the first time while you're with someone, I feel like that's too hard. I feel like by the time you cut yourself off, even if you pull out in time, it's like you're still gonna ejaculate.
I remember being in high school and talking about this with my friends, and they thought I was crazy because I'm like, when I'm about to nut, like I'll stop. Stop. No, this is too good. Like, wait, I'm not ready.
No, but that's you just trying to prolong it. Your intention is still to release the crack.
Yeah, but I think like eventually, like I hear what he's saying, but I don't think he's saying like every single time don't nut. because now you're gonna cause some internal problems. That doesn't make any
he's
sense.
saying unless you're trying to procreate, but I may be wrong.
I feel like he's saying like, because when it comes to sex, men are very selfish, obviously, and like once they come, they're like, oh, okay, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that wasn't his motive behind it.
No, I think his motive is just
don't come ever. That doesn't make sense. That's
not ever. But like if you're not trying to make a baby,
safe is safe.
Here, I'll find the clip and I'll play it then because I don't know.
I get where you're saying. Semen retention is like a real thing and stuff. That's
okay. Hold on, I'll play the clip here.
But like I don't know.
Another thing I was telling you that's like really healing to your body. It's gonna sound crazy.
Body.
It's semen retention, not releasing no semen. You need to have sex. You can have sex, but your intention should be to please your partner. And don't release no semen. If you feel like you about to release, stop. And let it's just gonna heal your central nervous system and everything. I engage in a lot of foreplay because I aim to please my partner. So when I say foreplay, I mean I like to kiss everything. That's just me. I aim to please my partner, whatever partner that I'm dealing with at the time. Can I make you squirt? I'm not a squirter. Let me see.
Okay. I'm gonna make you into a sprinkler.
Yeah, I still feel like he's saying what I'm saying.
No,
he's saying just don't hold it.
He's healing for the body.
He's doing it for the purpose of him.
He said you can please your partner in other ways.
Because he said that's how he chooses to do it. He chooses.
He said
it's not about him.
It's healing for the body. It's really good for your central nervous system.
It is good for your nervous system because you're controlling your body.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
no, his motive is not.
It's to please the partner.
No, it's not. It's good
both.
for him, and he said, I can please my partner in other ways. I like foreplay. I can do all these things. I don't need to have sex in order to...
No, he wants to have sex. The sex...
No, he's saying I do foreplay. You know, he does have sex.
He said you should have sex, but you just don't bust inside. Just
he's like, if you want to have sex. You can have sex if you want to, but just don't...
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
But he's saying it's more so about pleasing the other person.
Yeah, which is why you can't come. Because when guys come, they're usually like,
bye-bye.
Whatless after that. Yeah. So if you don't come and you please your partner, in a lot of cases, when women feel pleased, at least that I've noticed or I've been through, when they're pleased, now they're like, okay, let me take care of you. But if the guy comes first... the guy usually is selfish, and that's it. Which is why he practiced semen retention, because he wants to please the partner. That's what I got from it. So it's not like...
I think it's definitely a mix of both. I perceive it as it's primarily because it's like a thing for him.
I think it's both.
Either way. No, it's for sure both.
I'm going to DM him and ask him.
Okay.
All right, let me
know.
This
guy lost like 20 pounds, and he just is... completely changed.
Like, hey, yo.
And he's been saying all this.
Let me ask you something about your semen, my dude.
I want to clarify. Like,
I mean, hey, he put it out there. It's that's like someone who listens to the podcast, like DMing Hugh and being like, okay, I have a question about your
asshole.
And it's like,
I think it's hairy.
No, in itself, it's a weird question. But like when you put it out there, you can't be like weirded out.
I'm still gonna be weirded out.
I know, but
I just gave him an explanation. It's hairy.
But it's not. But you don't know what the question is. They didn't ask you to
What's
describe
my asshole
it.
look like?
It's
a little hairy.
No, they have an idea. We've talked about it.
Picture a hairy asshole. That's my asshole.
Oh, God, I remember one word that you've used to describe it one time.
Cornhole.
No, I don't want to say it because I don't want to like put it in people's heads.
What was it?
You said it was gamey one time.
That's uncomfortable.
Like, fucking hell.
My asshole's a little gaming today.
Like, that's a word that I can confidently say I've never heard anyone describe any body part actually in their life. And,
I guess clammy would have made more sense.
No, Hugh. It's all bad. So if you went on a blind date, Des.
It's gonna be all Dez's dates.
I hate you.
Oh.
I hate you.
I really want to laugh, but that was horrible.
Be genuine, laugh, man.
Okay, I'm asking both of you, but I'm asking Des first because I know Hugh's answer. If you guys went on a blind date and a woman brought 23 family members,
oh, that's nice.
Would you pay?
Would I pay for who?
Right,
I'm gonna leave. Who's all these niggas? I'm going home. I ain't for these bitches. I'm here for you. I'm gonna go.
That's why I said Des first because I knew you'd be.
But this guy did was smart. Ate the food and left.
Yeah, so she brought 23 of her family members.
But why would she bring 23?
Because she thought she was going to get a free meal with her family.
That doesn't make sense.
Crazy.
Yeah, because she's dummy. She's probably gotten a free meal, so she's like, let me extend it a little further.
On a blind date?
Like, he doesn't even know if he likes you. He don't even know
I
if
don't
you're
even
cute.
know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that
whoever
like
set them up, if it was like a friend, that friend is in his shit on his shit list after that. But yeah, so he left her with the bill.
Yeah, smart.
Of course, I'm not pay like I
All
was
you
even
guys pay
convinced
for
I was
yourselves.
paying for you. Yeah, it was $3,100.
Nice.
He's probably trying to be like, look, see all this food, yay, and then he's
but
like,
here's
goodbye.
the thing: if 23 of them showed, 24 because the girl, would you even stay?
No.
No, I would have left.
Yeah, I would be
Before
like,
the
no.
food. I don't even want to eat.
I'd be like, who's all these people?
I think the only scenario that I would be like, okay, you know, if like, because like girls do that sometimes where they'll have like a friend or two come, but like they are in the same restaurant, they're at their own table though, like for safety purposes, like, okay, if anything goes wrong, like you're here with me. It's a blind date, we don't know this person, but like not sitting at the table and not 23.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Oh, good for her, because ain't no way.
C10.
Oh yeah, so Bill C10. They're going to try to push for it again. That was the bill that was going to censor the internet pretty much in Canada. But yeah, they're pretty much going to push for it again.
Why?
Because it's Trudeau's party.
Yeah, but I thought it was, you know.
No, they're going to...
It didn't go through. It didn't pass.
No, they're going to push more aggressively for it. And it's one of those things where it's so ambiguous. It's like hurtful language. And it's like, that can be anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're going to push for it again. Hopefully the Senate is kind of like, no. So if you're Canadian, call your local politician in your area and tell them, hey, I'm not cool with this shit.
I do not support
Suck
Bill
my cock.
C10.
Yeah, so yeah, that's annoying. But
Because your favorite podcast, aka this one,
we'll get charged with hate.
I don't think it's charged, but we would
You
be
will
censored.
get charged.
Charged?
You can get charged.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hate crime. Especially coming from...
What did you just do a couple
No.
Yes.
No. Who usually calls?
What?
I was just saying who usually calls my phone. That's what I was doing. When you do them, it's a whole different...
No.
Listen, you guys were both wrong.
I'm just doing an impersonation of my friends.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's fair.
You know.
The thing is, you don't even believe that.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He's trying to like hold back the smile because you know.
Yeah, they talk
horrible.
like that sometimes.
What?
Even though they're Guyanese.
Oh, boy. Anyways, on that note.
Yeah, I feel like at this point another accent is coming up.
No
and
accents. I'm accent out.
For once. That's until you hear the word Russian or British and then an accent wants to come bursting through the surface.
Nah, I'm good.
Liar. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna bring us to the end of this episode. Where can they find you, Des?
In the bathroom because I have to pee.
Oh, they're gonna say poop. I'm like,
No.
I said Des, not Hugh.
They can find me on Instagram at DezzyD18. DEZZIE, capital D, because you know what I mean. 18.
You know, when you're putting in the username, it actually doesn't matter if it's a capital or not.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to say capital because
No, I don't believe it does.
No.
Not on Instagram. Hugh, where can they find you?
On Instagram, HUGHGENEB, and that's on Instagram.
All right, and I can be found on Instagram at Jonel Wilson, JONELWILSON, and of course, there's the podcast Instagram, This Square Room. We have a Twitter as well. I'm not as active on Twitter, but you know. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next Tuesday.